I'm Kristen from Tiny Footsteps Travel, and I'm going to share with you some awesome things that you can do in Ottawa as a family. As someone who's been to many cities with kids, Ottawa is awesome for kids of all ages, from toddlers all the way up to teens. Downtown Ottawa has gorgeous old architecture, and it's very walkable and compact. Most of the main things that you want to see are within a 15-minute walk radius. Just a few things are maybe just outside of that, but it's still very easy to get around and low stress, and there's lots of cool things to see. I'm going to give you a little walk through the main downtown core to show you some of the kid-friendly things that really stand out. The first thing that you're going to want to see in Ottawa is the iconic Parliament buildings that are on Parliament Hill. They are beautiful buildings over 100 years old. Unfortunately, they are currently under construction and will be until the 2030s. But it'll change as the project progresses, so it may not always look exactly like this. If you're lucky, it'll start looking similar to how it did before very soon. If you live in Canada, you may want to consider doing tours of the Parliament buildings. Centre Block, the one in the middle, is currently not running tours for obvious reasons, but they moved over to the building beside it, West Block. These tours are free, they're not very long, and all ages are welcome. They teach you about how Canada is run, so it's important for adults and for kids to see this. The West Block building, where the tours are currently being held, is gorgeous as well. And if you walk just up the hill from it, there's beautiful gardens and a lookout of the Ottawa River. There's lots of really scenic lookouts over the river in Ottawa, some that I'll point out soon, but this one is just at the back of Parliament Hill, right here on the map. You'll see a couple statues too, plus a unique view of those rustic-looking Parliament buildings in the background. So I do recommend wandering up here before or after your West Block tour if you do one. Eventually, tours at Centre Block will resume, but it'll take time. It closed way back in 2018, and we were told that it would be the early 2030s before it moves back. You can book your tours of West Block or other Parliament buildings online, and you can also cancel them too if you end up not being able to make it. The other gem to not miss out on seeing on Parliament Hill is the Centennial Flame, which we also call the Internal Flame. It was originally lit in 1967 to celebrate the Canadian Confederation's 100th birthday, and since 2021, it's been running with carbon-neutral biogas. It's not a literal eternal flame, but it's become a classic symbol of Ottawa. Just across from Parliament Hill is the National War Memorial, which also contains the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. You need to cross a busy street to get to this little island that has the memorial, but it's worth taking a look at even just for a short time. There are guards in front of it, usually between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. most days. The purpose of this monument is to honor the sacrifices of Canadian soldiers for keeping Canada safe and free. On certain days of the year, there are also ceremonies held at this monument, usually Remembrance Day, Vimy Ridge Day, Korean War Day, and a few others. Just across from the War Memorial, you'll see the beautiful Fairmont Chateau Laurier. And if you take the staircase just near the Fairmont Chateau Laurier, it's right beside it, you'll be down at the Rideau Locks, which I definitely recommend checking out with kids. The Rideau Canal is a National Historic Site. It's been running since the 1800s, and it's actually the oldest slackwater canal system in North America. That means they're essentially using the same technology for it now as they were in the 1830s. It's still opened by hand by Parks Canada, lockmasters today, just as it was 200 years ago when it was first built. If you come here in the morning, you can see them opening the locks, which forms what looks temporarily like a series of mini waterfalls. This usually happens between 9 and 10 a.m. depending on the time of year, but we were here at 10 a.m. on a July morning, and that's when this was happening. My youngest daughter was actually pretty captivated by it, especially watching the boats go out into the Ottawa River.
Yep, so now they got to do the same thing. They got to wait for these boats to come in, and then they're going to park here, and then they're going to open the next gate and do the same thing.
Opening the canal and letting the boats out, of course, is seasonal. In the winter, it looks like a winter wonderland, and you can actually skate on the canal. Whether you're there when they open the locks or not, this is a nice little corner of Ottawa. Lots of shade in the summer, very family friendly, and you're also right on the river. There's a small stone building called the Bytown Museum, and this place is very family friendly. We didn't go in personally, but my friend who we were traveling to Ottawa with did, with her two kids, 3 and 6, and she said it was fantastic. They offer a scavenger hunt for kids where they get a prize at the end. Right down here at the water's edge, they have water taxis and Ottawa boat cruises in the warm months. So this is where you'd come to grab those. Tell your kids that they can see Quebec on the other side of the river. Plus, there's a really good children's museum over there, which I'm about to show you. The Children's Museum is actually in this building right here. Taking a water taxi across is one way to do it, but you can also drive or walk across the Alexandria Bridge. If you walk, then you can say that you walked from Ontario to Quebec, which is pretty cool. It would take around 20 minutes though to cross over to the other side. We took an Uber on our last trip because the water taxis weren't running and we also had very limited time. Everything I've showed you thus far, by the way, is a part of the first day of our itinerary. By the way, if you're finding this helpful so far, don't forget to subscribe. With me, you'll never feel alone planning trips with kids in Canada or abroad. So this is the Canadian Museum of History. It's a really cool looking piece of architecture. The Children's Museum is inside this museum. They're different attractions, but in the same building. Once you're over there, don't miss the view of the Ottawa skyline from the museum. It has a really nice view of the buildings of Ottawa from here. The Canadian Museum of History is very open and spread out. It's all very dedicated to just history in Canada, which I found is actually pretty unique. It covers Indigenous lifestyles and their culture, their interactions with the early Europeans, and the foundation of how it progressively turned into the Canada that we have today. I'd never seen a museum dedicated just to Canada like this, so it was worth a visit. The Children's Museum, though, is large and elaborate. It's made to look like cities around the world, so it has lots of elements from various different cultures. It's completely bilingual, so everything's written in French and English, and you'll hear people speaking both. There's an art room where you can grab supplies and do crafts. There's a theater to put plays on. We were here for a couple hours and had to convince our kids to leave. My friend couldn't get her kids out of here until after 3 hours. It's probably one of the best children's museums I've ever been to, honestly. While you're in Ottawa, you should definitely make time to walk up Spark Street. It's just a block south of Parliament Hill, so it's really close to everything. It's a pedestrian-only thoroughfare, and it's where you find a bunch of restaurants, souvenir stores, and some Canada-based statues like Terry Fox. We ate at a few places along Spark Street. One of them that I really recommend is Three Brasseurs, which was really good and very family-friendly. It also had a really nice view from the windows. Spark Street is also the site of Ottawa's many festivals, such as Poutine Fest, Rib Fest, and Winterlude, where you have the ice sculptures and the other winter activities. When we were there, it was the International Busking Festival of Ottawa, so there was all kinds of amazing free entertainment along Spark Street. If you walk further west along Spark Street, you'll see a small Ottawa sign and more views of pretty Ottawa buildings. You'll also find the Supreme Court of Canada, and they offer free tours here in English and French every day. Now, this building I'm looking at right now is their main building, but it's about to go under construction and will be held at a different location for the next 10 years. That other location's just across the street, so it's not too far, and they'll still be doing tours. We all came here for a tour, and it was fun and interesting to learn about the Supreme Court's value in Canada, why it exists, and how they run things. If you have any kids interested in law, then this is a must. The tours, again, are free. They're pretty short. We were the only ones here, so we got a completely private family tour. Another place not to be missed in Ottawa is the ByWard area. There's a nice Ottawa sign there to get photos in front of, and it's lit up at night. But it's also popular, so you'd be lucky if there aren't other people in your photo. This area is a bit of a party spot at night. There are adult nightclubs and stuff like that, but there's lots of ice cream and some very good places to eat. We ate at Dal Dongne Korean barbecue and it was excellent. Such a nice atmosphere. And because you get so many small dishes, none of the kids had any problem eating the food here, and they ranged from age 3 to 13. A short walk from the ByWard market area is another place that you can't miss. It's the big spider in front of the art gallery. For older kids, it might remind them a bit of Stranger Things. It's also right outside the art gallery, which is the glass building. A short walk from the Maman statue are a few very nice lookouts over the Ottawa River. You can either go to Major Hills Park or Alexandria Lookout, which is closer to the bridge. Both give you great views of the skyline of Ottawa and of Gatineau. One thing to understand about Ottawa is that it's a city of museums, and there are so many great museums here. There's at least 10 of them that I recommend on my blog. One of the ones we chose this time was the Canadian Museum of Nature. It's all about animals, nature, and the climate in Canada. It's a gorgeous building that looks like a small castle from the outside, and the inside is also gorgeous as well. It has 4 floors of exhibits, and they're all very visual, so it's good for any age. The most exciting exhibit, though, is probably the dinosaurs. They have real fossils here and realistic life-size dinosaurs that you can get family photos in front of. And there's a short movie about what likely caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. 2 hours here actually wasn't enough. We missed some stuff, so I would definitely budget to have enough time here. They do have a cafe on site where you can grab lunch if you need to. Another good part of it for kids was the bird exhibit. They had a little area where kids could pretend to work in a bird rehabilitation center and help injured birds. It was really adorable. Another museum that we prioritized on this trip was the Diefenbunker, Canada's Cold War museum. It's not right in Ottawa, but about 30 minutes away. We visited on the way to Ottawa, while my friend visited on the way out, so you can do either if you live out of town. If you don't mind the drive and stopping here, it's definitely worth it. These are real tunnels that they built to hide from a potential attack. There are also several floors beneath the tunnels that make you feel like you've been transported into the 60s. It's so informative and interesting and very visual. Our kids liked it too. In case you're curious where we stayed at the Lord Elgin in downtown Ottawa. I'd recommend this hotel or anything near it because we were so close to everything and could walk to most of the things that we wanted to see. I hope that this video has gotten you excited for your trip to Ottawa. It's fantastic for families, and I hope you enjoy it as much as we did. If you're new to my channel, I hope you subscribe and get more fun city guides and inspiration for family travel.